So working with the Buccaneers was really interesting because what they have that a lot of teams don't have is a pretty substantial creative department. They got a lot of video people, a lot of graphic designers, a lot of photo people. They value creative a lot more than I've seen other teams. Some teams have one person to do everything because they just don't understand why that holds such value, especially considering that in the sports world, there are so many other licensing partners that do creative for them that they don't even worry about it, whether it's t-shirts, any type of merch, events, all these types of things like come from exterior places, so they don't invest in these internal. So the Buccaneers did invest. So they brought us in, and you get a handful of people together in a room to talk about what this new business can be. And it's like, especially with a team that values that kind of thing, ideas start flying. So they had worked with agencies before, bigger agencies, just like everybody else did. And we came in as a 4-person team. We had strategy, we had the big idea people, we had the branding person, that was me, and we just had kind of like the person who just managed everything and made sure that everything was like exactly what they need, exactly how we can push them. And then, as we get deeper and deeper into it, the first phase was just the general proposal. How are we going to take where they're at now and turn them into what they should be? We figured that all out. We sat with everybody, we sat with the owners, we sat with the creative team, we sat with salespeople, we sat with the actual coaches. We talked to everybody we sat with the fans. We went to bars and talked to fans about how they feel about the team. And we really got a nice, big, broad overview of what the team needs to continue to be successful or to become more successful from a visual standpoint and a fan interaction standpoint. Once we got to that point, we decided the things that we needed. And then it's all about let's branch out. Now it's time for the elastic part of the agency to really stretch its muscles. So, we're not unlike bigger agencies where you would pull in hired guns for certain things, but we literally did it for everything. We did it for the, completely retrofitting the stadium. We did it for all the different types of photography, all the different types of, video work, the graphic work, the motion graphic stuff, any of the items that needed to get produced that had to look a certain way. So we came in there. And, I guess some people might look at it as a type of consultancy, but everything stayed within our umbrella the same way that a larger agency would treat it. But we were able to literally pull the best of the best from each category and give that to them so that when we were done and we left, I feel like I can say, honestly, they might be the best, creative standpoint team playing in professional sports, at least in the United States. I've already seen other teams look to them. And the best part about it is they do have that internal creative that can maintain it, which a lot of other businesses don't have. Like, to be able to set them up for success and for them to take it and run with it was a really good relationship for us. So you can see a lot of other professional teams look at them and you're like, why does that look familiar? Oh, because they did it last year. There's that trend that's already starting because of what we were able to do together. Every client is always going to hit a brick wall because as an agency, an identity agency or any type of visual agency or something like that, you're always going to be the idea people, and you're always going to be criticizing what you did, what they're doing, what other people are doing, and always trying to formulate an idea of how to make it better. They are in the trenches and they're constantly just churning stuff out. Stuff will get better along the timeline if you have a good creative team, but they're not going to have time to sit there and analyze how can we make a shift into something new and more exciting. We've kind of worn this out for the past couple of seasons. How do we go to the next one? And that's where, they would come back to us and say, okay, let's try phase 2 of this. What does phase 2 look like? How do we take this and evolve it so that people understand where it's coming from, but it's new and exciting and it's different and it introduces, new visual vocabulary or something like that. Maybe there's some other things that kind of get brought in that either they couldn't afford the first time around or they weren't ready for because it was too stark of a change. So that's where it comes in. But every client is different. Not every client needs something new every single year. Some clients just need the toolkit to say, we're ready and we're going to run with this because our product is the toolkit. You know, like we make a product, we take your packaging, slap it on there, we're good. And then we're going to keep creating product. And then, you know, hopefully they grow and expand and then you want them to come back. But some clients just need kind of like the push. Here's all the stuff you need, go and grow, you know. Other clients are already at such a level, they don't need to continue to grow, they just need to thrive, you know. So you want to be able to give them that as well. And if you can give them the, you know, that, you know, ability to thrive and feel good about it, knowing that they were in good hands and now have trained to themselves be in good hands, they feel good about it so that when those brick walls do come, they come right back to you and like, help us do this again, but this time for this reason, you know? So I think that's where kind of like the agency model stays similar, which is why I like to call it kind of like an elastic agency, where it's like, it's still kind of what it's always been, it's just approached in a different way, and it's approached in a more modern, you know, whether it's like financial or technological way.